What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jobbers and Goons. Shout out to my boy Kano. He purchased this three-way battle, and so we will be reviewing this today, as well as he has one that I'll do later on. But shout out to him, big supporter of the channel. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. We just crossed 20K. Thank you so much for the love and support as we continue to grow. If you want to purchase content and see your favorite content on this channel, hit me up on Discord and we can talk business. If you want it for free, join my Discord as well and ask about joining the advertising court. They get free content. So definitely hit us up. But anyways, thank you guys so much for the support. And we have, due to a like goal being reached on Superman vs. Justice League, we have Superman vs. Krakoa, or the X-Men, basically the strongest mutants. That will be posted tomorrow. So definitely prepared to check that out. But thank you guys for tuning in, and let's review this battle today. So we have three characters that are going to be in a free-for-all today. In one corner, we have Gunslinger from the Dark Tower series, or the Kingverse, Stephen King verse. Then we have, in another corner, Divine Spawn from the Spawn mythos and universe. And then finally, in the last corner, we have the Dragonborn of the Skyrim / Elder Scrolls mythology and games. Now, if these three were to battle, who do I think would reign victorious? I'm briefly going to break down all three and then get into how I think the battle would go and who I think would win and why. If you're a fan of this, again, smash the like button. Let's try to get to 200 likes. That would be amazing. But without further ado, let's begin. First character we're going to quickly discuss will be the Dragonborn. The Dragonborn is a character in Skyrim that is basically fated to come forth and one day take down Alduin, the consumer of creation, the dragon that basically looks to consume or bring about the end of all things. Now, in order to battle a behemoth like this, he naturally is imbued with power that lets him strip the immortality of the likes of dragons, who are naturally and inherently immortal. In doing so and having these abilities, as well as a natural affinity with magic, dueling, warfare, and all these arcane practices, Dragonborn is easily one of the strongest in Skyrim, which was a huge deal because these are characters that scaled outer to high outer. I have previous content describing the scaling of Elder Scrolls, but there are several instances in which the Dragonborn faces outer to high outer threats. For example, Daedric princes and characters like Alduin. So he has top tier scaling. On top of this, he has hacks like soul hacks. He can resist plenty of hacks, including existence erasure, truth manipulation. He has that power as well. He can become intangible to the point of the void outside of everything in the Elder Scrolls cosmology, which is high outer. So that kind of defense is insane, although he can't do anything while in that form. On top of this, he has elemental attacks, other magic attacks, arcane abilities, and plenty of weapons that can induce several layers of harm to his opponents. Overall, Dragonborn is a very versatile character with some high tier scaling due to the Elder Scrolls mythos, and as a result, he's one of the strongest characters in video games and will be a powerhouse in this battle. Next, we have Divine Spawn. This is a spawn or a hell spawn within the verse that will eventually help lead the devil or Satan's army, the many levels of hell, against heaven's armies in a fated, horrendous battle, end of times, end of creation. Spawn, of course, does not really want to do this, wants to get back to his life and just seek a normal existence, being a former militant and special agent, and as a result, Spawn goes on a journey that leads him to acquiring ridiculous power, including divine abilities. With these abilities, he is able to, and I have scaled the Spawn cosmology recently. Go check that out after this video if you need any Spawn cosmology scaling. But Divine Spawn scales to the top tiers of his verse in this form, as this is the form that's actually able to trick the likes of even God and Satan, remove them to a different dimension or reality, and allow them to continue their endless battle, while the normal creation or the normal Spawn verse is able to exist in peace outside of this endless holy battle. As a result, Spawn is outer to high outer with the abilities and reality warping that scales to the top tier AP and layers within his own verse. He has cosmic awareness, high tier regen, really can only be hurt by holy weapons or things that scale to and above him. As a result, Divine Spawn is one of the stronger characters in comics and someone who's often slept on in battle, which again is why you should check out my other Spawn video. By the way, let me know in the comment section down below if I should do a comic review series on the Spawn run. That's where I do 5 comics at a time and turn it into a series. I'm about to drop Immortal Hulk Part 2 next couple days. Let me know if that's something you guys need or want to see on the channel. I'll definitely do that. Now, getting into the final combatant in this free-for-all battle, we have the Gunslinger. Now, the Gunslinger is a character you might not be that familiar with, but I promise he is going to be incredibly dangerous in this battle. He is a character who narratively is supposed to be like this archetypal journeyman in the Dark Tower series, destined to seek out the Man in Black, defeat him, seek the Dark Towers, and find out what's there at all costs. That's like his purpose. His purpose, of course, was constructed by Stephen King, who is a character within his own verse, kind of has this fictional transcendence, as the Dark Towers contains all that can be, would be, has been, should be, all these things, narratives, stories, ideas, emotions. This all exists in the concept of size, which is very controversial, but basically the concept of transcending, which you could say hyperversal to outer, even high outer. This is all contained within the Dark Towers, which is superseded by beings like Maturin, Gon, Pennywise, and the likes. Now, Crimson King is also a being who usurps these realms. And even true form Pennywise looks like an ant compared to the Crimson King. It's a bit ridiculous. This is important because the Gunslinger battles creatures that are inspired and powered by the Crimson King. This would include the likes of the Man in Black, who manifests in many forms throughout the Stephen King multiverse in order to antagonize several of the narratives and hopefully lead to the destruction of everything. I kind of fucking stuttered there. This is his way of kind of leading all narratives into a destructive ending for everything. And so he literally bounces around all the novels and stories and has countless roles. This is insane. But again, this doesn't scare the Gunslinger, as he has a mind that can actually go beyond the Dark Towers, can understand all things, and even understand things beyond the narrative. True form Pennywise scared the author Stephen King himself, but Gunslinger actually told the likes of Stephen King that he could take on Pennywise if he told him where he was, kind of implying he could easily battle him, perhaps even potentially killing him. Overall, due to his narrative hacks, his stories that go outside of things like concepts and archetypes, his ability to interact with his author or fictional transcendence, as well as his journey throughout his literal fiction, interacting with the real world, and overall being the archetypal journeyman or gunslinger in his mythos that engages with all the big bads and evil throughout the stories. Gunslinger is very formidable. Now, if these three were to battle, first of all, smash the like button if you haven't already. Trying to hit 200 likes on this. How do I think this battle would go? So, I think the first to get eliminated, sadly, is probably Divine Spawn. I think when you compare both verses, the King verse and the Dark Towers and things that scale to the higher tiers in the verse have a better case for higher scaling than the Spawn verse. Likewise for Elder Scrolls and the Dragonborn. Thus, I think simply getting outstatted, Spawn would get taken down. This would leave the battle to be between Dragonborn and the Gunslinger. At this point, I think it's pretty contentious. Kind of goes with which verse you personally find stronger. I think at this point, using narrative hacks, his narrative purpose, which has been shown to kind of negate and combat many hacks, Gunslinger would be a formidable foe for the Dragonborn. I'm not, at first, and still, honestly, I'm not really sure who would win if they battled. At this point, due to his many hacks, abilities, his insane scaling, potentially matching the Kingverse scaling, and outright having a lot of hacks that Gunslinger really hasn't shown he can negate, even though he has crazy good scaling, I think that most likely Dragonborn would actually defeat him. At the end of the day, high difficulty, I see Dragonborn winning this battle. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comment section down below. Who do you think wins? I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. This was a crazy three-way battle that was purchased. And again, if you want to purchase content or win content, hit me up on Discord. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for the love and support. It's been your boy Jobbers and Goons, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.